Hey guys, today's video is what I do to stay updated with the soccer card market, so please stay in tune. So I think the greatest resource for soccer card collecting, bar none, is YouTube. I like going on YouTube to get other people's takes on cards that they're collecting and reasons they're investing in certain cards. I like to keep an open mind to these things so that I can diversify my portfolio if there's a card I've never looked into. I also think that soccer cards and card collecting in general, it's all about hype, right? So what better way to get a sense of what's hyped, who's hyped, than to watch other content creators to get their insights and their takes. I think YouTube is great, and I think there's so many great soccer content creators, but I also think it's important to look at other sports card creators. I'm talking about baseball card content creators, basketball card content creators. It's important to watch their content because before soccer cards, there was basketball cards and there was football cards, there was baseball cards. And I think it's important to embrace the lessons learned from these other sports, things such as cycles and hot periods of a market, cold periods of a market, hyped periods of a market. These trends are important to embrace so that when we encounter something like the Euro 2021 tournament, we know what to expect, we know when to buy, we know when to sell. So to watch their content and to learn the sort of trials and tribulations they've been through is key in moving forward with soccer cards. So a channel I use frequently, it's not a soccer card channel, but it's a soccer news channel called Football News. I'll leave the link in the description. But I use this channel to get my daily dose of football soccer news that pertain to injury updates, to transfer rumors, to off-the-pitch news. Basically, headlining articles that can have an impact on your soccer card prices. So I think it's important to keep in tune with current events, and I think this channel does a great job of keeping you updated. So another huge resource that I use often, I frequent often, is a site called Blowout Cards, and it's basically a forum for all sorts of card collecting. And just like Reddit, there's a page dedicated just to soccer forums, soccer threads. And these threads can cover all sorts of topics, from anything about individual sets like the 2006 Panini World Cup set or the Sapphire set. You could even have people create threads about who's the better investment, Mbappe versus Haaland. So you can imagine it's a very vast array of topics. And if you're someone that's been getting all your soccer card insights and takes solely from YouTube, I highly recommend you also check out Blowout, because it's a community forum and there's so many more people posting their opinions, their takes, responses to others' takes, their comments, than just a single take on a single YouTube channel. So in that sense, I think it's a great resource to get a feel of what the market, the larger market, thinks on certain products. One thread that I would like to specifically call out on that site is a forum dedicated to Instagram accounts that follow soccer cards. So a bunch of people who are soccer card collectors / investors post their Instagram accounts, and that opens a whole nother Pandora's box of insight into what people are collecting, insight into what people are investing into. Next, I wanted to talk about eBay, where I do most of my buying and selling. I know there's other marketplaces such as Facebook, Mercari, but I don't use those enough to give you guys a good scoop. With eBay, I like watching a lot of auctions. I watch auctions for items I intend to win, items that I know I cannot afford, and items where I already own the card. Those auctions I like watching because it gives me a good sense of the market value for the card, but also it's just very entertaining to root for the card and hope it fetches a high price. I also use eBay's past sales data to help me price certain cards when I'm trying to buy or sell, because it's important not to overpay or to undersell a card. So the sold auctions, sold listings, whatever you want to call it, that's a very, very helpful tool. And a quick word on certain auctions that have ended through best offer. eBay doesn't show that best offer amount, so I use a site called 130 Point. I'll leave the link in the description, but if it ended in a best offer, this site pretty much tells you the exact dollar amount that it sold for. That way you don't have to second guess and you know exactly what the comp was. So that pretty much sums up how I use eBay, YouTube, and Blowout cards to keep up with market trends and to stay in the game. I know this isn't groundbreaking news to some of you, but I hope it's also helped some of you. And if there's something I've missed, I'm sure there's all these other cool technologies and sites out there. Please do leave it in the comments if you found that it's helped you in your journey. And just want to reiterate that I think the number one thing that we as soccer card investors have going for us today is the fact that we're early. It's not the fact that we bought, it's not the fact that we strategized correctly and bought this player and we're good negotiators, so we got this deal. I think the fact that we're early is what's going to give us the greatest ROI in 2 years time, in 5 years time. We're going to look back and we're going to say, wow, great thing we got in early in the wild west days of soccer card collecting. I would have never been able to afford some of these cards and some of these prices at the rate they're going today. So that pretty much sums it up. Thank you for tuning into my video. I really appreciate your guys' support, and I hope you guys are doing great in your personal card collecting journeys. Till next time, peace.